So far, this has been the best year in my photography career yet. It has truly changed my life. There were a lot of highs and new experiences, and I want to share all of these with you today so that hopefully you will get some ideas, some inspiration, what you can do, what is possible, what you can achieve, and implement this in your own photography path. But first, if you're new here, hi, I'm Katja. I'm a Berlin-based photographer and photography student working commercially, mostly in portrait photography, but also doing my own artistic projects on the side. Over the past 3.5 years, I have been attending photo school, so learning tons of new stuff while also keeping up my job and my career. But now, let's dive into what happened over the course of the year. So my year was off to a pretty good start in the beginning of the year already because I got to work for Vogue. It was incredible for me, and actually it wasn't my very first time working for them. It was my second time due to a good colleague and friend who is reporting on political events happening here in the city of Berlin. So I got to go to this anti-right demonstration in the heart of Berlin, and this was this massive demonstration with a lot of people protesting the rise of the far-right movements here in Germany and showing that we are a lot of people who are against this. And my job, my role was to basically document this event and also take some portraits of the speakers who would go out onto the big stage. The images that I took were published online on Vogue Germany with an article describing this entire event. It was raining the whole time, but still it was such a buzz and such an incredible feeling to do this important work and know that it will get published as well. The next amazing thing that happened this year was that some of my portraits got published in a magazine for the very first time. Actually, it was this magazine here, the Salon magazine, an international art and culture magazine published here in Germany. And one of my pictures made it onto the cover. And these images are from a photo shoot that I did, I think last year with an actor. And it was a commission for headshots basically for him. But we had so much fun experimenting during this photo shoot. So we did some more editorial style pictures as well. And one of the editors of the magazine saw these pictures online, I think on my Instagram or my website. And they contacted me and asked me if they could publish them in the magazine. I asked for a fee to be paid, obviously, for the publication. And after some negotiation, we agreed. And yeah, my pictures got published, and I was super happy about that because I haven't published before in more like newspaper style publications, but this was the first time that I got published in a magazine. So the next highlight I want to talk about is that I was part of 3 photo prizes this year, which is just incredible for me. And it was such a big honor and great opportunity to be able to be part of that. And I have made a video previously on the channel kind of sharing with you how I apply to photo prizes, what my routines are, how I go about it, what I think makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and teaching you all of that. So check out that video if you haven't. So yeah, I applied to a lot of photo competitions, usually through the platform Pictor. And yeah, I got selected for 3 photo competitions to be a finalist. Got some prizes that I also want to talk about. And actually, as part of one of the competitions, I got to know the sponsor of today's video, which is MPB. MPB is an amazing platform selling used photography gear, but also buying used photography gear from photographers. They have an amazing selection of camera bodies, lenses, all have been vetted and tested by MPB's experts. So you can be sure that if you buy used gear from the platform, you can rely on the quality and on everything functioning properly in your camera. So MPB really aligned with me because they care about sustainability, and they also, help you to save some money. And we talk about saving money a lot on this channel and how to make more money, how to be savvy with your money as a photographer. And one way to be savvy is to not sit on your old gear. So if you have gear lying around that you're not using, that you don't need anymore, then you can get a quote on MPB and they will buy your old gear, and you can take some new gear that aligns with your goals and your current needs as a photographer right now. If you go on their website, they also have special deals for students, so check those out as well if you are a photography student like me It's definitely worth it. I'll link everything down below for you, so go and check out MPB, the platform, and I thank MPB for sponsoring this part of the video. So a bit later in the year, during the summer month, one of my long-term goals came true, and I had my first photography exhibition. Actually, I was part of the exhibition. There were like 12 different people exhibiting there, all young talents who had been part of this photo prize, the BFF prize here in Germany. And we had this show as part of a festival in northern Germany on the coast. And the exhibition was in this big old school gym. And my friends that they produced for the exhibition were just giant. I'll show you some clips here, hopefully. And it was such a surreal feeling, you know, seeing my images from my work printed in such a huge scale. I did not expect that beforehand, and it was just a very unique experience. There was also a catalog produced for the exhibition, and there was some press and some people came to see it from my family and my friends. And yeah, overall, it was just a super interesting and new highlight of the year in my photography career. So the next thing is that this year I got to work on 2 different personal projects, both of which I had started last year already, and I continued working on them, photographing for them, editing the work, and obviously submitting to these photo prizes and exhibitions, and kind of trying to get some feedback, some portfolio reviews. And it was just such a cool and unique experience for me to work on more personal stuff, work more long-term, and actually give projects some time to develop and, you know, sit with the work, do some sequencing and editing by myself with other people, and just to give myself the time to work on things that are personal and that I want to work on was life-changing and such a special thing that I got to experience this year, and that I definitely want to continue doing, you know, moving forward in the next years to come. And I know for a fact now that I want to always prioritize that and give it time and find time while, you know, I'm all about earning that money and working commercially and all of that stuff. But yeah, working on my artistic personal project, I learned this year I want to continue doing that for as long as possible. So with one of these projects, I actually had a second exhibition this year, and that happened towards the end of the summer. Actually, in August, I was part of another photo prize, and they also produced a group exhibition for the 16 finalists that were nominated for that photo prize. By the way, I didn't win any of the photo prizes that I was nominated for. You know, that's fair enough. There were projects that were better than mine, but it was a highlight to be part of an exhibition at all and to get your work produced and, you know, show it in kind of an exhibition gallery type setting. And the second time around, I had much more influence on how the work was produced. I didn't have 100% control of how it was printed, how it was framed, but I had some say in it. So I could, you know, change the presentation a little bit from the first time. And I was a bit more happy with the presentation. I would probably do it a little bit differently if it was all in my hands and I could do all the decisions and decide over all the budgets. I think there were definitely some budget restraints here, but I was super happy to be exhibited, and this exhibition is still going on for the next couple of weeks. So people get to see it, and yeah, I'm happy that my work is out in the world. So right after my second exhibition, it was already on to the next highlight, which was just incredible. But before I share that, if you're enjoying this video, please consider giving the like button a little tap and subscribing to this channel. I would be happy to see you around. I mentioned that I was part of 3 photo prizes, and one of them was the Canon Student Development Program, which was an amazing prize to be a part of. I was first chosen as a cohort of like 100 people that get an online portfolio review with one of their mentors that they work with, and that in itself was already incredible. But then I went on to win being part of the next stage, which was only 25 people, were chosen to go on a trip to Girona in Spain and to Perpignan in France. And we got to spend 5 days together doing tons of portfolio reviews, speaking to experts, getting some input and getting some advice, and eating a lot of delicious food in Spain, and seeing incredible exhibitions and projects in Perpignan, where there's a festival every summer for photojournalists. It was just an incredible experience because I got to meet 23 cool other photographers. Some of them were also students like me. Some of them are already professionals. Everybody from the program was just so lovely and helpful, and I got so much input on all my projects and so much feedback, and now I'm, still working on that, still processing basically all of that. But it was definitely an amazing 5 days, an amazing trip, and something that I won't forget as easily. Actually, the next highlight was part of that prize. I mentioned that you got a review in the first stage of the prize with a mentor, and my mentor happened to be Nana Heidmann, a German-Russian photographer who I have been admiring for the past years. Basically, since I have been starting out in photography, I was just always amazed by her work and her sensitivity and sensibility in her images and the way that she tells her photojournalistic stories. To get to talk to her, we were doing a little Zoom together, and to show her my work and get some feedback from her, see how she would sequence my work. That was just an incredible experience. The next thing was just something that was super fun for me and inspiring this year, and that was to go to Arles in the summer. It is a small city in France near Marseille, and there is a photo festival happening there every summer of every year. Basically, you go there for the opening week if you are a photographer or somebody really interested in photography, and there's just so many exhibitions and galleries and things happening all around the city. And I got to spend that week with a really good friend of mine who I actually met this year through one of these photo prizes, which goes to show that, guys, do participate in photo prizes. You can meet amazing people and make cool connections for the rest of your life. Actually, we met on one of the photo prizes, and then we went and shared an apartment there and just spent an entire week being immersed in photography. There were a lot of female Japanese photography positions, stuff that I had never seen before. And it was such an inspirational week, and I came home with so many ideas for my own project and what I want to do, what I want to try, what I want to photograph. And I can recommend to anybody just to look at other people's work, go to exhibitions, go to photo festivals. This will push your work forward and push you, motivate you, and I love that. And the next highlight, something that happened super recently, and I kind of stumbled into this online, which is, also your call of connecting to people online and being on social media, because you never know what opportunities may crop up for you. I recently became part of a new photo studio here in Berlin with mostly female photographers. I think maybe we have one male photographer on board there. I visited this amazing, small but very, cozy and beautiful photo studio space and decided to join them. And now I'm part of their photo studio, and I will get to work with my clients in a new space, offer them a bit better amenities that I could offer them before. And I'm really excited for this new chapter, also starting fairly soon. Super recently, I also made a video talking about the last 5 years and my entire journey from hobbyist to becoming a professional photographer. So if that's something that you're interested in, please check out the video. I'll link it up here, and I'll speak to you in my next one. Bye bye.